I am not sure if we were live or not, as again, I'm quite new to the streaming side of this platform. But anyway, if we are or not, we'll have fun with this, or I'll have fun with this. We have, if you saw the original video, we're doing pen and paper football. It's a $1.99 PDF that really opens up a lot of possibilities because it's open ended. Um, there's parts of it that are simple. The gameplay is simple, but um, the off season is where most of the magic happens. But if you really want to get creative with your teams and your players, yeah, you can do so. So in my case, I've gone for the 1945. NFL has expanded. We are integrated league, and it's called the minor league football league. Minor league football. That's what it's called. Not two leagues. So anyway, we're ready to get back into it. Played a few games offline, and we are now up to the final game of week two. Had one barn burner. In fact, let me get the game recap of that one. That one was pretty fun. The Savannah Lions and the Virginia Stars. Really good matchup. Let's take a listen to that one.
Savannah Lions edge Virginia Stars in nail-biting opener. The Savannah Lions eked out a narrow 16-13 victory over the Virginia Stars in a thrilling minor league football season opener. Both teams started strong, trading touchdowns in the first quarter. Savannah struck first with a 10-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Tommy Swisher to wide receiver Kent Francis. Virginia responded quickly as Dean Malone found Roy Justice for a 15-yard score, leveling the game at 7-7. The second quarter saw a slight edge for the Stars. Virginia added 6 points through 2 field goals by kicker Sam Perkins, one from 35 yards and another from 28 yards. Savannah managed a 40-yard field goal from John Harris, closing the gap to 13-10 at halftime. The third quarter was a defensive showcase. Savannah's linebacker Tank Terrell was a standout, recording multiple tackles and a key sack on Malone. The only points came from another field goal by Harris, this time from 45 yards out, tying the game at 13-13. The final quarter was a tense, low-scoring affair. Both defenses held firm, but it was Harris who made the difference, nailing a clutch 38-yard field goal with just under 2 minutes left on the clock, putting Savannah ahead 16-13. Virginia had one last drive to attempt a comeback, but Savannah's defense held strong. Cornerback Chino Hairston made a crucial pass breakup on a deep throw intended for Justice, sealing the win for the Lions. Player of the game, John Harris. The Lions kicker was instrumental in their victory, accounting for 10 of Savannah's 16 points. His clutch field goals, especially the game winner in the final minutes, earned him the player of the game honors in this tightly contested match.
Okay, that was a really probably the best game I've had so far. Really close. I do think maybe just by the luck of the die, I've got a couple of teams that are going to be really, really hard to beat, which may be a good thing. I don't know. One of those teams is, in fact, in this matchup here. The Memphis River Runners really struggled in their opener. They lost 34-3, and now they're going up against one of the better teams in the Arkansas Guard. They're loaded on offense, decent on defense, but loaded on offense. So let's get this one underway. Arkansas won their first one. Oh, I've got the wrong team up there. I knew that didn't sound right. Okay, sorry. Arkansas won. They just played. They played my last game. They won. No, they lost 10-30 to the San Antonio Wranglers. Okay, sorry. So not Arkansas. Let me go grab this. Who are we missing? We need the Wolves. Here. This is the team that I think is going to be extraordinarily difficult to beat, and I would say odds-on favorite to win the Super Cup. So the Western Wolves are they're based out of Fresno, Southern California. You might can deduce a few of who these guys are, who they're based on. Their coach is Joe Haddon. Sorry, that's an even better hint. But anyway, all right. So we're ready to roll this game. Memphis Runners, they are 0-1 against the Western Wolves, who are at home, and they are 1-0. All right, here we go. Western Wolves up 7-0. Halftime score 17-0 Wolves. Pick up a, oh, by the way, touchdown there in the third. This is going to be a blowout win for the Wolves. 24-7 is the final, as Memphis continues to struggle to score offensively. Let's get a game report here. I'm very pleased with how the game reports are. They really, for me, I know most people don't like to hear AI speak in the text to speech aspect, but the voice on this sounds good, and the report really, to me, brings the names to life instead of just being flat on the page. Like this really adds a great deal to the enjoyment. So let's take a listen to game report for our final game of week 2.
Western Wolves extend winning streak against Memphis River Runners. The Western Wolves, 2-0, continued their strong start to the season with a dominant 24-7 victory over the Memphis River Runners, 0-2, in week 2 of the minor league football season. The Wolves wasted no time establishing their presence, scoring on their opening drive with a 15-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Boomer Lake to wide receiver Vinny Albergoni. The aggressive strategy employed by Coach Joe hadn't paid off, as the Wolves added a 28-yard field goal by kicker Tony Shields to end the first quarter up 10-0. The second quarter saw more of the same, with Lake connecting again, this time on a 30-yard touchdown pass to Albergoni, making it 17-0. Memphis struggled to move the ball effectively against the Wolves' stout defense, led by linebacker Vinny Bucco and defensive lineman Henry Lundy. After halftime, the River Runners found some rhythm. Quarterback Sid West orchestrated a promising drive that culminated in a 10-yard touchdown run by running back Buster Doby, narrowing the score to 17-7. However, Western quickly responded with Lake's third touchdown pass of the game, a 20-yard strike to Albergoni, putting the Wolves up 24-7. Despite Memphis's efforts, the Wolves' defense held firm in the fourth quarter. Bucco recorded 8 tackles and a crucial interception, while Lundy added 2 sacks, thwarting any hope of a River Runners comeback. Player of the game, Boomer Lake. The Western Wolves quarterback was in exceptional form, throwing for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to Vinny Albergoni. Lake's performance was instrumental in maintaining the Wolves' perfect record, earning him the player of the game honors. The victory solidifies the Wolves' status as early contenders, while the River Runners will need to regroup as they seek their first win of the season.
Okay. Another good report there. Let's see. What else do we have here? All right. So that ends week 2. Update the final piece here. So the Western Wolves, one of their wide receiver, Benny Albergoni, is a 15, which is probably the best offensive player in the league. Their only issue is their running back is the worst. So they have an above average defense, well above average defense. So they're certainly going to be a team that's going to be in contention. But let's move on to week 3. See how quickly we can spin through a week. So it's going to bring up the Virginia. So this is two teams with no wins yet. The Virginia Stars are 0-2. They're going to take on the Charlotte Knights. They're also 0-2. And let's get there. Up. So Virginia on the road here. Let's grab a couple of stats and see what exactly the teams have done here. So Charlotte started at 0-2. They lost to Savannah and Tallahassee, who do look like the class of the division. They've scored 16 points, given up 37. Their best player is Haas Booth. On offense, on defense, they have 2. They're good up front and in the middle, but weak at the corner position. And Virginia have only managed 13 points. Been a little stingy on defense. 33. That's not great, but it's not terrible. Probably their strength, I don't know, they're kind of all over the place. They're probably going to be lucky to be a 500 team, but, you never know. Never know. This is a big step in determining who is going to not be the cellar dweller. And you do have a chance in this to lose your franchise. So it's not just, who cares where you finish. It's going to be a big deal where you finish in the league. So I'm looking forward to getting to that. But I am enjoying the regular season too, which is very important. And I really like the idea of adding in some real life players, maybe guys that have recently retired. So say guys that retired in 45, have those guys finish off a couple of year career here. Maybe some of the African American players that didn't get a chance, maybe get those guys in. I don't know. It opens up an interesting wormhole, I would say. So, anyway, here we go. Virginia Stars at the Charlotte Knights. Stars do not score in the first. No score through one. Stars on the board with a touchdown in the second quarter, 7-3 going into the third quarter, 7-6 going into the fourth quarter, and Charlotte cannot score, and the Virginia Stars are going to pick up a low-scoring win, 7-6. So let's update all of our records here. Get the news reporter working on his story. So I'm using ChatGPT for that. I had tried a few others, but ChatGPT seems to do the best job. With those, Virginia Stars pick up a win. Charlotte Knights lose their third, so they go to 0-3. They picked up 6 points, so they now have 22 points on the year, giving up 7, so that's 44. They've given up exactly twice as many points as they've scored. And Virginia goes to 1-2, and 7 points takes them to 20 points on the year, averaging just under 7 a game. And they only give up 6. That'll help. 39 on the season, and they're going to get their first MVP, I assume. Let's get the report here. I failed to update the week, so we're gonna get a slightly off. They're calling this a week 2 matchup. It's actually week 3. I'll fix that.
Virginia Stars squeak past Charlotte Knights in defensive battle. In a tightly contested Week 2 matchup, the Virginia Stars, 1-1, edged out the Charlotte Knights, 0-2, with a narrow 7-6 victory. Both teams, hungry for their first win of the season, showcased strong defensive performances, making for a low-scoring affair. The first quarter ended scoreless as both teams struggled to establish their offenses. Virginia's conservative approach under Coach Dale Parker was met with fierce resistance from Charlotte's balanced strategy led by Coach Clive McMullen. In the second quarter, Virginia broke the deadlock with a well-executed drive. Quarterback Dean Malone found wide receiver Roy Justice for a 15-yard touchdown pass, putting the Stars ahead 7-0. Charlotte responded before halftime with a 35-yard field goal by kicker Tom Albright, narrowing the gap to 7-3. The Knights continued to chip away at Virginia's lead in the third quarter. Another field goal from Albright, this time from 28 yards, made it 7-6. Despite their efforts, Charlotte's offense, led by quarterback Waddy Young and running back Hosbooth, couldn't find the end zone against the Stars' staunch defense. In the fourth quarter, both defenses tightened their grip, preventing any further scoring. The Knights had a chance to win with a last-minute drive, but were thwarted by a crucial interception by Virginia's cornerback Dash Foster, sealing the victory for the Stars. Player of the game, Dean Malone. The Virginia Stars quarterback threw for 180 yards and the game's only touchdown, which proved to be the decisive score. His composure and precision under pressure were key in securing the win for the Stars. This hard-fought win gives the Virginia Stars their first victory of the season, while the Charlotte Knights remain winless and look to regroup for their next game.
Okay, that was good also. So we're ready for what looks like it's going to be a premium matchup here in the Eastern Division as the two undefeated teams and what on paper already look like the two most dominant teams are going to face off. So this should be a great matchup. Get everything ready. So you can see this flows really quickly. And if you weren't doing all the extra stuff, like you could blow through this. It does have a play-by-play where you can play head-to-head with friends. I like the solo aspect of it. It's going to be the Savannah Lions on the road at the Tallahassee Rebels. And again, I know I don't have the team sheets uh, blown up so you can see the players really, really well. But like I said, there are some Easter eggs on who the players typically are image wise based on. And kind of fun to see if you can figure out who those guys are. But all right, I think we're ready for game number 2 of week 3. Battle of first place and undefeated team, Savannah Lion and Tallahassee Rebels. I'm gonna go. Let me set a line here. I'm gonna say Savannah. I'm gonna say Savannah is a 4-point favorite on the road. So make your picks, and we will get this one going. Savannah Lions 4-point favorites on the road. Here we go. Kickoff. Savannah puts 10 up in the first quarter. They don't score in the second. Go to halftime 10-3 Savannah. No score through the third and through the fourth. Rebels only able to add a field goal, and the Las Vegas nails the line. It's 4-point spread is the difference. Pushes for everyone. So another defensive game there. Let's close that. Okay, so let's give the Lions their win. They go 3-0. So only the top team in each division advances. No wild cards, no rounds of the playoff. We go straight for the Super Cup. So that's when you have no rails you have to follow. If we want to expand next year, we can, or whenever. If we wanted to do an expansion, that's on the table. That seems pretty interesting to me. So Savannah falls to 2-1. Just updating the paperwork here. They score 6. They have 39 points on the year. They give up 10. 32. They're not going to get the player of the game. Wait a minute. Did that all totally backwards. Savannah 1. That's why I like Excel. You can just hit that undo button. 3-0 Savannah. They scored 10 points, so that's 43. They give up only 6, which is only 29, and they probably will have the MVP. Let's do Tallahassee really fast. They're 2-1 now, scoring 6, 43 on the year, and that's wow. They only get up 7 points coming in, so that's 17 total. Their defense just got blitzed there in the first quarter, and then couldn't recover. The offense couldn't make up the difference. All right, let's check out the game report.
Savannah Lions edge Tallahassee Rebels in defensive showdown. In a hard-fought Week 3 contest, the Savannah Lions, 3-0, maintained their unbeaten record by defeating the Tallahassee Rebels 2-1, with a score of 10-6. The game, characterized by stout defenses and strategic play calling, kept fans on the edge of their seats until the final whistle. The Lions came out strong in the first quarter, setting the tone early. Quarterback Tommy Swisher led a balanced drive down the field, culminating in a 12-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Kent Francis. Shortly thereafter, the Lions' defense forced a turnover, and kicker Dan Malone capitalized with a 40-yard field goal, putting Savannah up 10-0. The second quarter saw the Rebels' defense tighten, preventing the Lions from adding to their lead. However, Tallahassee struggled to find offensive rhythm against Savannah's aggressive front seven, led by linebacker Tank Terrell. The Rebels managed to get on the board just before halftime with a 35-yard field goal by kicker Jim Connolly, making it 10-3. The third quarter was a defensive stalemate. Both teams traded punts, and neither offense could break through. Savannah's defensive line, anchored by Frank Walker, applied relentless pressure on Rebels quarterback Roy Avery, resulting in several hurried throws and missed opportunities. In the fourth quarter, Tallahassee inched closer with another field goal by Connolly, this time from 42 yards out, narrowing the gap to 10-6. With under 2 minutes left, the Rebels mounted a final drive. Avery connected with wide receiver Larry Hansen for a series of quick completions, moving the ball into Lions territory. However, Savannah's defense held firm. On a critical fourth down at the 25-yard line, Terrell broke through the line for a game-sealing sack. Player of the game, Tank Terrell. The Savannah linebacker was a force throughout the game, recording 10 tackles, 3 for a loss, and the decisive sack on the final play. Terrell's dominant performance anchored a Lions defense that allowed only 6 points and secured their victory. With this win, the Savannah Lions continue their perfect start to the season, while the Tallahassee Rebels suffer their first loss. Both teams look ahead to build on their strong performances as the season progresses.
Okay. So interestingly enough, we do not have a, like I said in the previous video, I talked about we were going to award our MVP based on whoever had the most player of the games. So interestingly enough, we have yet to have a repeat player of the game. Savannah has spread theirs out. Frank Walker and Tank Terrell both have won one, and the kicker actually got the player of the game in another game. So that's going to wrap up the East for week 3. Now we head to the West. And let's see what our first matchup's going to be. San Antonio Wranglers. We're going to be on the road. Wranglers are 1-1. They're going to be at Memphis River Runners. We're 0-2. So a couple more minor adjustments, and we are ready to roll again. You can probably tell, well, you may not be able, you probably can tell. I've got 3 monitors, so you'll see me look severely left and right when I'm looking for stuff. If you're wondering why I look so far off camera. All right, let's see if we can set another line for this game. That went pretty well. San Antonio's offense is loaded. I would say San Antonio is a 9-point favorite on the road. They look really good. They've scored 54 points. Their defense has given up 41, so they are apt to give up points, but yeah. Might even move this line to 10. San Antonio looks like they're gonna crush them here, but they are on the road, so you never know what could happen when you're on the road. So looks like I've lost. I'm gonna lose my camera here. Let me see if I can get that back real quick. It's the wrong way. I know this camera's not showing much, but you know, it is called pen and paper football, so you should probably be able to see pencil and some paper at least. All right, that's not perfect, but it's not too far. Okay. All right, let's get this one underway. I'm going to go San Antonio as a 10-point favorite on the road here. Here we go. Tie score after the first quarter, 3-3. Field goals around. Memphis now takes the lead. They're up 10-9 going to the fourth quarter. 10-point fourth quarter, and San Antonio pretty good at this prognosticating. Wins by 9. So if you had early money, you got a push. If you bet late and took the 10, you got the loss. So I think that was 19-10. Let's get in the game report here. Be interesting to hear how the Wranglers came back in the fourth quarter. So I think you probably, if you're going to guess who some of these players are, I almost bet the easiest would be to figure out who Tuffy Rossi is. Again, I know it's hard to see from because I have so much information on the screen. But all right, here we go. Here's the report from that game we just completed.
Wranglers rally in fourth quarter to defeat River Runners. In an exciting Week 3 matchup, the San Antonio Wranglers, 2-1, emerged victorious over the Memphis River Runners, 0-3, with a final score of 19-10. The game saw a thrilling comeback by the Wranglers, who scored 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to secure their win. Both teams started the game cautiously, each managing a field goal in the first quarter. San Antonio's kicker, Tom Murphy, connected from 35 yards, while Memphis' Brian Cooper answered with a 38-yard field goal, leveling the score at 3-3. The second quarter saw Memphis take the lead. Quarterback Sid West orchestrated a solid drive, capping it off with a 15-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Harvey Gilliam. The Wranglers responded with another field goal by Murphy, this time from 42 yards, bringing the halftime score to 10-6 in favor of the River Runners. In the third quarter, both defenses held strong, preventing any major advances. San Antonio managed to narrow the gap with another field goal from Murphy, reducing Memphis' lead to 10-9 heading into the final quarter. The fourth quarter was a display of resilience and strategy by the Wranglers. Quarterback Ward Purdue led an impressive drive downfield, resulting in a 2-yard touchdown run by running back Tuffy Rossi, putting San Antonio ahead for the first time in the game. Murphy added a 45-yard field goal late in the quarter, solidifying the Wranglers' lead. Memphis had one last chance to reclaim the lead. West moved the ball effectively, reaching the Wranglers' 30-yard line with under a minute left. However, San Antonio's defense, anchored by linebacker Jose Torrient, held firm. On a crucial fourth down play, Torrient broke through the line to sack West, ending Memphis' hopes of a comeback. Player of the game, Tuffy Rossi. The Wranglers' running back was instrumental in their victory, rushing for 120 yards and scoring the go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter. Rossi's consistent performance kept the offense moving and secured the win for San Antonio. With this victory, the San Antonio Wranglers improved to 2-1, demonstrating their ability to perform under pressure. Meanwhile, the Memphis River Runners remain winless, looking to regroup and find their first victory of the season.
Okay, that was another cool report. I like that a lot. So let's move on. We have one more game, and we will finish week 3. This one, oh, that's a big one. Arkansas Guard versus Western. So, so this is by far the most westward team that we have. So I kind of took inspiration from roller derby, and kind of like the Western team is like the Hill team initially, and I kind of like that idea of the Western Wolves being the the Yankees, so to speak, or that's not a good example. The too much talent, too much payroll team that the rest of the league hates. Everyone from the East and South despises this Southern California team that's in the mix of with their teams. So that's my headcanon on this one. And so the Arkansas Guard pull in. They come in at 1-1. Let's get them up. And The Western Wolves are undefeated. Let's see if we can set another line here. Arkansas, great offense, average defense. The linebacker for Arkansas is pretty interesting. Don Bump. Might recognize him. I'm gonna. Whew, this will be closer than you would think. I'm gonna say Western Wolves are a. They're a touchdown favorite. Western Wolves are a touchdown favorite heading into this one. They are 2-0, hosting the Arkansas Guard. And we're ready to get this one underway. No score for Arkansas. Neither team scores in the first. Field goal for Arkansas, matched by the Western Wolves. Touchdown by Arkansas, matched by Western. Fourth quarter, 3 touchdown Western Wolves. Western Wolves win it, but only by 4 in what might be definitely the game of the week and maybe the game of the season so far. Let's get the news reporter working on that story. So Western moves to 3-0, but not easily. Arkansas loses their second. 3-0, 17 points. It brings their total for the season to 72, and they've only given up 44. Sure, they're going to have the MVP of the game. Let's get that report.
Wolves edge outguard in thrilling fourth quarter finish. In a tightly contested Week 3 showdown, the Western Wolves, 3-0, maintained their undefeated record with a hard-fought 17-13 victory over the Arkansas Guard, 1-2. The game was a display of resilience and determination, with both teams battling until the final whistle. The first quarter was a defensive standoff, with neither team managing to score. The Wolves' defensive line, led by Henry Lundy, and the Guards' defense, anchored by Bruce Johnson, showcased their strengths early on. The second quarter saw the first points on the board, as both teams exchanged field goals. Arkansas's kicker, Tim Rogers, nailed a 40-yard field goal, while Western's kicker, Jake Matthews, responded with a 37-yard field goal, tying the game at 3-3 going into halftime. The third quarter brought more excitement. Western's quarterback, Boomer Lake, connected with wide receiver Vinny Albergoni on a spectacular 25-yard touchdown pass, giving the Wolves a 10-3 lead. However, Arkansas answered back swiftly. Fleet Page led a methodical drive down the field, culminating in a 10-yard touchdown run by George Gussie, evening the score at 10-10. The fourth quarter was a nail-biter. Matthews kicked a 45-yard field goal to put Western ahead 13-10. Arkansas, not to be outdone, drove into Wolves territory and Rogers hit another field goal from 42 yards, tying the game once more at 13-13 with 5 minutes left. In the closing minutes, Lake orchestrated a game-winning drive. Facing a critical third down at the Arkansas 20-yard line, Lake found Albergoni again for a crucial 15-yard gain. With under a minute remaining, Mule Smith powered through the defensive line for a 5-yard touchdown run, sealing the Wolves' 17-13 victory. Player of the game, Vinny Albergoni. The Wolves' wide receiver was pivotal in their win, catching 7 passes for 120 yards and a touchdown, including key receptions in the fourth quarter that set up the game-winning score. With this win, the Western Wolves continue their perfect season, while the Arkansas Guard will look to bounce back from this close defeat.
Just talking with Sports Time Machine here about Chat GPT and how we both use it, and I think it's going to revolutionize what we do as more and more people get familiar with it. It really adds a lot. Just finishing my message to him. So, all right. I think we're updated there. I think let's go one more week of games. That went very quickly and it was a lot of fun. Okay. A couple of other things I need to do here. It's going to week 4. Only a 14-week season. Each team plays a home and a road game. I did not catch the MVP, Vinny Abergoni. So that's his second. So he's looking like our potential. He's the leading candidate for MVP of the league. And with his 15 rating, that's not a surprise. Can't remember who he's based on. Not sure. All right, so we're back to the Eastern matchups. Again, we're going to go one more week. Finish out week 4 here today. While live on the stream, this is Sports Time Machine. Thank you for joining me. I'm very new to the streaming side of this, and to see someone in the channel is disheartening. So appreciate it. Let's see, Charlotte Knights on the road. That's not a good recipe for them. They're going to be oh no, they're taking on San Antonio out of the West. This could be a thrashing. All right, so we're seeing our first out of division matchups here. Charlotte at San Antonio. Yeah, Sports Time Machine. I don't know if you're still here. So in the wrestling, I have a kayfabe 1960s universe that I've been doing that has like 10, 15 territories. I don't remember, and I've been doing it for probably 10 years. I've never done it on stream, and I've been bouncing around the ideas with ChatGPT exactly how to do it, because if you add in the feuds, it's going to be so good. I was running it, and it was basically just a win loss, who holds the titles. That's all you really cared about. But when you're able to develop the feuds without having to come up with everything on your own, I really it's amazing. And I've done other stuff that I never thought would be possible. I mean, it basically ran a Star Wars solo RPG for me. And just a mundane. I had a archaeologist, and you have to have the prompts right. But if you get the prompts right, it was great, absolutely great. This archaeologist. This is way off topic. Sorry. This archaeologist who just had no real special power, goes in, ends up getting seduced by this find that they had, and this was over a long period of time. She gets seduced by it, ends up gaining powers by it. She like kind of loses her mind, finally gets it back together, and does the right thing. But it was a great story. I had another one where a slicer gets thrown in jail, and he had a really cool story there. So even in non-sports stuff, it's cool stuff. So, all right, back to getting this set up. All right, so Charlotte Knights, they are 0-3, taking on San Antonio. So the teams are starting to form, get some personality here. And that's adding a cool wrinkle to all of this. So let's check out the stats here. So Charlotte is 0-3. They've only scored 22 points, and they've given up 44. And they're getting ready to face the league's top offense in the San Antonio Wranglers. So that does not bode well for them. San Antonio is 2-1. They've scored 73, giving up 51. So they will let you score, but they will probably outscore you. I'm going to set the line here. San Antonio at home. I'm going to say San Antonio is a 12-point favorite here. So let's see how it turns out. One double check, make sure we got everything ready. I think we do. Here we go. Knights do score in the first quarter, but San Antonio scores a touchdown and another touchdown in the second. Knights with a nice comeback. 21-13 going to the fourth. Very close game. And the Knights cover, but they lose, which is all they really care about. 28-20. Surprisingly close game, but again, San Antonio does appear to be willing to give up the points because they're going to try to just outscore you down the road.
Wranglers triumph over Knights in high-scoring showdown. In Week 4 action, the San Antonio Wranglers, 3-1, outpaced the Charlotte Knights, 0-4, with a commanding 28-20 victory, securing their third win of the season. The Wranglers' aggressive play style, led by coach Whit Thomas, proved too much for the Knights, despite a spirited effort from the visitors. The game began with San Antonio asserting their dominance early. Ward Purdue, the Wranglers' quarterback, connected with star wide receiver Marco DeHijo for a 30-yard touchdown pass on their opening drive. Charlotte responded with a 35-yard field goal from kicker Sam Hendricks, making the score 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, San Antonio extended their lead. Running back Tuffy Rossi broke through the Knights' defense for a 15-yard touchdown run, putting the Wranglers ahead 14-3. The Knights struggled to gain momentum, unable to score before halftime. The third quarter saw a resurgence from the Knights. Waddy Young, Charlotte's quarterback, led a determined drive down the field, capping it off with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Henry Simmons. A subsequent field goal by Hendricks brought the Knights within striking distance, trailing 14-13. However, San Antonio quickly answered back. Purdue threw his second touchdown of the day, this time to tight end Joe Perry from 20 yards out, making it 21-13. The fourth quarter was a thrilling exchange of scores. Charlotte's Haas Booth powered through for a 5-yard touchdown run, tying the game at 20-20 after a successful 2-point conversion. But San Antonio sealed their victory with another touchdown drive, highlighted by a spectacular 40-yard catch and run by DeHijo, setting up a 5-yard touchdown plunge by Rossi. Player of the game, Marco DeHijo. The Wranglers' wide receiver was instrumental in the win, recording 8 catches for 145 yards and a touchdown, along with the crucial 40-yard reception that set up the game-clinching score. San Antonio's balanced attack and solid defensive performance helped them overcome the Knights' late surge, keeping them in the hunt for the playoffs. Meanwhile, Charlotte continues to search for their first win of the season.
All right. That was good. That was Marco DeHio's first MVP vote, player of the game. So let's keep it rolling. Update our standings. Next game is going to be Tallahassee at Arkansas. Tallahassee comes in 2-1. Arkansas, a hard luck 1-2. This should be good. Let's see what we got here. Set the line. Let's say Arkansas is a 4.5 point favorite here. Tallahassee scored 43, only giving up 17. So Arkansas will have their work cut out. But they score a lot. They're 57. They've scored 57 and given up 50. My voice may be about to cut out here. So I think this is probably, we're going to cut out midway after this game. Call it a stream, but this has been a fun one. All right, here we go. Tallahassee Rebels and Arkansas Guard, Week 4. Tallahassee field goal. Arkansas matches it with a touchdown. 10-3 going to halftime. 10-10 going to the fourth quarter. Can Arkansas score and pull this out? Can they score? They put up 13 in the fourth to take this 23-10. To secure a big victory for them. Get the update here. Get a news report update. I'll update this offline. But we know that Arkansas has evened their record at 2-2. The Rebels have fallen to 2-2. Right.
Guard secure victory over Rebels in Week 4 clash. In Week 4, the Arkansas Guard, 2-2, pulled off an impressive 23-10 win against the Tallahassee Rebels, 2-2, bouncing back from their previous losses. Coach Gerald Harris's conservative game plan paid dividends, combining solid defense and timely offense. The game kicked off with the Arkansas Guard setting the tone early. Fleet Page, the Guard's quarterback, orchestrated a 75-yard opening drive capped by a 12-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Harold Keek. Tallahassee managed to respond with a 42-yard field goal by kicker Alex Harper, making it 7-3 by the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Arkansas continued to build their lead. A 29-yard field goal by kicker Sam Collins extended their advantage to 10-3. The Rebels' offense struggled to find rhythm, stymied by Arkansas's stout defense led by linebacker Don Bump and defensive lineman Bruce Johnson. The Guard went into halftime with a comfortable lead. Tallahassee showed signs of life in the third quarter. Running back Chappie Bell broke free for a 20-yard touchdown run, tying the game at 10-10 and bringing the Rebels back into contention. However, Arkansas quickly adjusted, tightening their defense and preventing any further scoring in the quarter. The fourth quarter was dominated by the Guard. Fleet Page connected with Keek again for a crucial 45-yard gain, setting up George Gussie's 5-yard touchdown run. On the following drive, Tallahassee's quarterback Roy Avery was intercepted by cornerback Pete Grant, who returned it 30 yards to set up another scoring opportunity. Page found tight end Jake Landry for a 10-yard touchdown, sealing the game at 23-10. Player of the game, Fleet Page. The Guard's quarterback was instrumental, throwing for 220 yards and 2 touchdowns, including crucial completions to Harold Keek that set up pivotal scores. Arkansas's balanced attack and resilient defense were key to their victory, while Tallahassee will need to regroup after a tough loss. This win keeps the Guard's playoff hopes alive as they head into the middle of the season.
So that's Fleet Page's second player of the game, which puts him in the running for MVP. And so if we're assuming this is a real-life fictional team, he would be, I think, the first professional black quarterback. He is in this league. All right, perfect time to end it. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you joining me for the live stream. Sports Time Machine, thank you for commenting. Let's see if I can at least... There we go. Thank you for commenting and joining me live. Anyone else that was in that I missed, again, I'm new to live streaming. I typically do video on demand stuff, but this seems to be working out pretty well, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the product. I'll probably play 2 or 3 more weeks today, and we'll update and catch up with you soon. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Pen and Paper Football. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. I really appreciate it, as I am trying to grow the channel, not for the money, just for the satisfaction of knowing that some people enjoy the same stuff that I do.